Welcome to another episode of Nerd Age, where we discuss everything nerdy. My name is Mick, and joining me as always are my co-hosts Josh.
What's up?
Corey.
Hey.
Sorry, Venom or any other deep-voiced
Sylvester
character.
Stallone. Vin Diesel.
And Jonah.
Hey, guys.
What's up? Corey, your voice sounds awesome.
Yeah, sorry. Yesterday we played I don't know how
Lower.
many hours it was.
8 hours?
Yeah, 8-hour game of D&D. And so I lost my voice, so it's like really low and raspy. So.
Josh and Corey played. Mick and I
We didn't.
did other things.
I didn't lose my voice, but
Yeah.
You just weren't screaming.
I guess not.
I'm trying to think. Did I really
I don't
talk
think
that
you really-
much? I think the thing is that my average amount of talking per day is so low that anything over like an hour or two was just like destroying my voice. Like when we do the podcast, that's my limit, you know? Yeah. But
Sounds sweet, though.
now I have a sweet voice.
You got to do the whole episode just in that lower register.
Yeah, we need to think of cool things for him to say as we go along.
It's a lot of pressure. Think of cool things to say.
I don't have any.
Say, I'm cool.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay, so Bad Batch episode 4 came out. I watched it and I enjoyed it quite a bit, even though it was, I think, the shortest episode. 25 minutes?
I think so, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt pretty short.
That was called
I believe that.
episode 4, Cornered, right? Is what the title was.
Cornered, yeah. It felt like an extended version of the chase scene from episode 2.
Yes,
Well, they
it did.
used a lot of the same sounds.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the same sound design.
Yep.
I'm like, that's kind of cool. Bring back some of that stuff.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of it?
I liked it. Obviously, the biggest thing was Fennec Shand showing up from Mandalorian,
Yep.
and voiced by Ming-Na Wen, so the same actress. I thought she was pretty cool, and just kind of that introduction of that she's after Omega was kind of cool. I feel like maybe you guys have a different theory, but it's like, you know, at the end they kind of talked about, well, who hired her.
Right.
And I thought they were going to show like her talking to somebody who hired her.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's just the Kaminoans, right? Like Tonwi and Lamasu, right? Because they talqued about they need to get her
having to
back. So I figured it would just be like, Tonwi's here.
I mean, it's probably Snoke. If we're honest about it.
So, I mean, I don't know if you guys had any other theories of who could have hired her, but to me it seems pretty, because I saw some people online being like, who could have hired her? I was like, I thought it was pretty clear that it's probably the Kaminoan
Yeah.
cloners.
I think that makes the
Probably.
most sense. And yeah.
And they'd know about bounty hunters since they had Jango Fett.
Yeah.
You know.
They probably researched other bounty hunters to get, you know what I mean? Like, oh, who has the best DNA or whatever.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I think they didn't allude to anyone else being behind it. So, yeah, it's probably just a pretty straightforward situation. Because usually they like to tease a little bit of a hollow, you know,
Right. That's what I thought it was going to be
Or
like.
there's a shady character.
some kind of
with a
like,
hood.
yeah, them getting informed on the target. Yeah, so. No, yeah, this episode was kind of just a run-of-the-mill episode, in my opinion. I didn't feel like it was anything super special. It goes back to a lot of their past episodes for like Clone Wars and Rebels and Mandalorian, where it's this kind of, yeah. I mean, the episode was a very like pretty standard equation, and so
Yeah.
was I entertained? 100%. Was I surprised by anything? Of course not. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not supposed to be. So it was just classic, you know.
Yeah, it was more just like an action
Yeah.
short, basically, because they get to the planet,
Yeah.
then she gets lost, and then they're chasing.
And there needs to be episodes
know,
like this
yeah.
that starts building tensions with different characters, and now we know that she's being hunted and all this stuff. And so, and it's building on Hunter's character and all the other guys' character being like, we got to get her and all that stuff. So,
Right.
but yeah, no, it was good. Nothing special, though.
The other thing I like, too, is it's kind of building. They make references kind of just in passing where you're seeing the planets or the citizens being excited for the Empire.
Yeah.
And even I think Hunter says a line like, things are changing faster than I thought they would. So it's like the Empire's coming in and kind of taking control. So I kind of like that, how that's kind of just in the backdrop of it. It's just like in passing, you're just seeing how is it that the Emperor was able to control the entire galaxy.
Well,
you're kind of seeing the troops kind of come into these cities and occupy them. And it's like, that later on they talk about, Tarkin talks about fear. How do you control a galaxy? Is through fear.
Right.
And so you're kind of seeing, it's cool that they're delving into that. Like you're seeing how the Empire is taking over these systems. And I think that's going to be pretty cool as the series goes along. I think if they're kind of sprinkling it in, you're just going to be seeing it more and more, which is going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, they had that scene where it was like the almost propaganda with the Emperor or the Empire like saying, "Hey, turn in your money and we'll give you whatever credits, you have." And it kind of reminded me of the stuff that we saw in Solo.
Yeah.
Just getting more of like world building with how people saw the Empire and how the Empire would control and manipulate the people of the galaxy. It's stuff like that really is left out of the original trilogy. So I enjoy seeing stuff like that.
Well, they're making that kind of information. It's like if you just write it on paper, not exciting. Yeah, and then they exchange currencies and they threaten to, enslave them or whatever. It's like, that's not exciting.
Yeah.
But when you make an episode and kind of it's a secondary aspect of it, like it makes it a lot more fun and it unifies it to the whole story.
Yeah, well, especially because, all of us grew up with Star Wars, the original trilogy. And it's kind of like when you're watching it, you just think, how did the Empire control everything? And as fans of Star Wars, you kind of have seen the prequels. That's a snapshot of how the Empire came into power, but it stops there, right? As they've taken out the Jedi.
It is not
and they're
something
building the Death Star.
groundbreaking. Like,
no.
we could have assumed this.
Right.
But it's cool that they get to delve
see
into
it. Right. You get to see it and kind of them expanding the story in that way, I think is really cool. And that's what I'm looking forward to. It's the same thing with what they did in episode 3 with the clones and the recruits, because as a Star Wars fan, you always wonder, well, when did the clones get phased out and they became stormtroopers? And so the fact
even
that
before that, like I always thought, like clones and the stormtroopers are just the same,
right? And
then you start to realize and hear more stuff through stories.
Yeah, I assume they coexisted and it was like a slow process phasing out.
Yeah,
and so to be able to see that they're kind of showing you how that whole political side
and
of
their
it
justification for it too. When Tarkin was talking about it, that was really cool.
Yeah, so that's a cool thing, and also I love the fact that you can have, since it's so close, it's right after the prequels and then kind of close into the original trilogy. So you have characters that you're going to be familiar with, like Tarkin. To get more of a backstory on Tarkin, it's cool, because you see him in A New Hope, and that was it, right? Because he dies on the Death Star. But then they kind of did it in Rogue One, where they throw him in there, and you're like, okay, there's more to him. They've done it in books. So if you read some of the books, there's the Tarkin book and stuff like that. So you kind of get an idea of who he is. But to be able to see him, in Clone Wars and Rebels, like that kind of stuff, and then in Bad Batch, that kind of stuff is really cool because they're characters that you're familiar with and but then they're adding stuff into the backstory that kind of just brings out the character more. So when you watch A New Hope, you kind of have more of a backstory of why Tarkin's in charge.
Right.
That's a really cool thing that they can take advantage of if they do it right. There's always the fear of doing something like where you're like, that kind of seems silly to do that. But so far they've done just a great job with those kind of characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Echo, like I want them to explore Echo's like kind of duality a little bit more. Like you can tell when they mistook him for a droid that it bothers him.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And they've already said that, you had the line in the first episode about you're more machine than man.
Yeah.
So I want to see that kind of explored more. And I liked his gang of droids were pretty sweet.
The droid with the hands. The little droid. I was like, oh
arms.
man, I need the
legs.
with the arms and legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like an R2 droid, but had
Yeah.
like I was like, man, that droid is awesome.
Yeah, that design is
cyborg.
from actually popped up first in Resistance.
Okay.
So that design and then the little cat dogs or whatever the animals that
Okay, yeah.
Omega was looking at, those also showed up in Resistance. I think there was also like Loth cats in the background,
Yeah.
which have popped up in a couple different things. So it's interesting how they kind of like seeing these different designs pop up in different mediums is always kind of cool. I mean, it's all the same people working.
Because there was
on it,
there was a Loth cat. Is it Loth cat or Loth cat?
I think.
I mean, it's called Lothal, so
It's Lothal.
There's one in Mandalorian, right?
Yeah, there's one Mandalorian, which is the Dave Filoni directed episode.
yeah.
So
So it's always kind of funny to see those things
that's
pop
pretty
up.
cool. Yeah, so I mean, so far I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, they're kind of building just the relationship stuff with Omega and the crew. So I'm looking forward to when it starts picking up a little more and there's more. Because right now it's just kind of
World building, I'd
world
say.
building,
Setting
yeah,
up
and
the
just kind of
table.
like small adventures. But I obviously there's going to be something where it connects to a bigger story. You know, like they're kind of dropping hints at stuff. So I can't wait till it gets to that point where you're like, okay, something bigger is going on. Right now it's just like survival, right? But I have a feeling
What do you mean bigger?
that ties into a bigger story arc as opposed to them just trying to.
You think so?
You know, I think either if it's connecting something with the rebels, or if it ends up connecting something with Kanan, you know, like if there's something with a Jedi or something, you know, something that's a bigger storyline in the Star Wars universe. I have a feeling that they're going to use the Bad Batch to connect to something, whether it's like they're one of the first ones that start the rebellion, you know.
Will you be disappointed if something like that doesn't happen?
No,
Because how I see it is it's gonna be, what's his name? Crosshair. It's gonna be Crosshair in the end. That's gonna be the
yes,
what's it called?
the climax.
The climax
Yes.
of it. That's gonna be it.
Right, but I think what they're doing, like, yes, I think
Did
it's
they
gonna.
say how many seasons they're doing?
They didn't
No,
say
they just said
seasons.
16
Okay.
episodes.
Oh, okay.
So I just feel like they
So
can.
maybe they have a like an eighth episode or a ninth episode where they address it,
Yeah.
and then there's another like some kind of confrontation at the end, maybe with
I
Jedi
think,
or something like.
Well, I think I'd be totally fine, and I want the final like thing to be them going up against Crosshair, because they're already establishing the aspect that he's not making those decisions. He's our brother. Like that would be
His
that's going to
redemption.
be emotional, and I don't even know if he's going to be redeemed. But to have brothers going up against each other would be awesome. But I think there has to be something bigger. Even when we talked about Omega, like she has a bigger purpose. So what that purpose is, I think that's going to be something's going to be revealed that you're like, okay, this story is connecting to a bigger theme in Star Wars than just them trying to hide
a
out.
little bigger, yeah.
Well, they already revealed in this last episode. You guys must have missed it. She walks up to the little cat thing and she says, "Hello there, Obi-Wan clone."
Obi-Wan.
You heard it here first.
Hello there.
Wow, mind blown.
blew your
It's
mind,
a
didn't it?
bigger. See, that's bigger.
Obi-Wan
name's
does have a
Obi-2.
pretty big head.
Does he have a sharp nose, sharp chin?
In Clone Wars, he
in
does.
that design,
Cut
he
a piece
does.
of paper
Yeah.
like that.
But that's
Okay.
I kind of think that. I think there's going to be something bigger that's connected either to the rebellion or something else, a Jedi or
Yeah. No, for sure.
Does it
be
always seem to
exciting.
connect to a Jedi though?
no, I don't think so. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
If they want it to be good, they would.
but I'm just saying the
It's always
chances.
back to Luke, baby.
I mean, I just think so. Here's my biggest thing. I love Revenge of the Sith. Like episode 3, I really like.
It's a great movie.
But I kind of wish, like, all the Jedi getting killed
Yeah.
happens really quick. I mean, now that I'm older, I'm like, that sounds a little bad, but like I would want like the characters that it feels like it happens too quick, like Plo Koon dying, just in the jet, getting shot
Yeah.
down. When you watch the Clone Wars and you develop like that character Plo Koon and Kit Fisto and those characters like that, then when you watch Revenge of the Sith, me watching Clone Wars, I'm like, oh man, it sucks to see him die like that. But I feel like in the animated stuff, they can do it in a way where you're just like more emotional because you've seen these characters in animation and they've developed that character. So I'm like, it would be kind of cool to see, even if it's Vader or something like that, or a group of people hunting down the Jedi, would be kind of cool to me.
So you want to see that in the Bad Batch or in another animated project?
If that happens in the Bad Batch, that'd be cool. But even if it happens in another animated thing, I want to see more of that, like that aspect of the Jedi hunters and Vader. You know, they do it in the comics where the Inquisitors are there. I'm like, that would be a cool thing to do where maybe the Bad Batch is trying to do the opposite. They're built there to go defend Jedi, like to find the Jedi and help them go into hiding. That would be kind of a cool concept. Cool. To be like they're the opposite of the Inquisitors. They're like the Jedi hunters to protect them or to save them. You know, that would be kind of a cool aspect that, you know, if they don't do it with the Bad Batch, but I'd like to see, because in animation you can do that. Does that make sense?
I mean, it's a good intro. Like you're already right there. Like Order 66 already happened, right? It like we're removed a couple days from it now.
When you see it in the first episode when they kill Depa Billaba. Like, so I feel like, I don't know, just an idea.
Question. Do you think showing Darth Vader hunting down Jedi in a children's show is too much?
No. See,
I feel like they get away with a lot in these Star Wars TV shows.
I thought they did more, like, even in the Bad Batch, I think they've shown more than they have in the past. Like, even the last episode where Crosshair tells the guys to...
Yeah,
like he kills the guy that's going against him, and then they don't show the people getting shot, but they show like what happened, right? So it was pretty clear.
Yeah.
So I feel like obviously you don't need to, and they also showed Depa Billaba getting shot.
Yeah.
So I feel like, like they've shown stuff. It's now on Disney Plus, so it's not like on Cartoon Network. So I feel like they can get away with more stuff.
Oh.
It doesn't need to be bloody or anything like that, but. You know, you just show Vader.
It never is.
Right.
Yeah. There's rarely blood.
No, Corey doesn't agree with my...
I mean...
Only if Ahsoka shows up.
I think in your mind, you're like, I want to give all these different Jedis like more justice, and I want to see that process, you know, and kind of give them more time. But I think Order 66 was done in the way that it was done for a reason. And it's not like you're trying to like excrete or like extract.
Excrete.
That's the opposite.
Man.
It's the opposite.
Warn us before you start.
No excreting on the podcast.
I get it. Like you're trying to like squeeze out more content from stuff that happened in a blink of an eye, it seems. And you're like, that's not fair. Like I wanted to like see what happened, like how the heck they got defeated, and you want to create more story from that, and I think you can, but you have to limit like one or two Jedis, like
right.
Well, but the thing is like they all die, dude. Like that's the depressing part about it.
Right.
So you have to then say, oh, a couple more survived, and like you got to then go into that storyline, which is cool. It's just it just starts to kind of like dilute the story.
Right. Well, I'm not saying like go into every single one, but I just feel like a good example like. When they did the last season of Clone Wars, when Order 66 happens, and Ahsoka is like she's realizing that she's feeling all the Jedi getting killed, and the way they did the music and just the visuals of it, that to me was like this is really cool because it spent more time on it than it did in the movie because it was just like in the movie it was like hey we're kind of getting towards the end here. And so I'm like...
I mean, it was done in a montage. Really,
right. And so for me, I'm kind of like, that would be cool to do with certain Jedi. Like...
Well, I mean, look what they did in Jedi Fallen Order. Like... That was done really well. It was slowed down and more in real time. Again, they
you're
brought
playing
in music.
Through it, yes.
You're playing through it. I think stuff like that, it just gives you their point of view from it instead of just... You know, like I said, a quick
I'm
montage,
not saying that it's not cool or it wouldn't be interesting. I'm just saying, like, I think you'd have to limit who or how many, and then it would have to have to what end. You can't end it with death.
Right.
That's not
Right.
That's not great.
Okay,
so
so
it has
here-
to be a like a part of a story, and maybe they succeed, maybe they don't. But it can't. It has to be part of a bigger.
So how about this?
plan.
Let me give you an example. I'm spacing on his name. What's the Jedi that has the yellow?
Quinlan Vos.
Quinlan Vos.
yes.
Okay, so in the comics, they've shown like there's a group hunting, like they have a guy that's like hunting Jedi, the Inquisitors, and then they have a list of Jedis that they believe are still alive, and he's on the list of people that are still alive. So to me, I'm like, that's one Jedi that no one saw. He's been in the Clone Wars. He's been in Rebels.
Perfect.
I mean, he's showing up in Bad Batch probably.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
that would
if you
fit.
do one of those Jedis that they go and they're like, hey, we heard that this guy is being hunted down or something, and they bump into him, and that would be kind of that's what I'm saying.
totally
a cool
agree.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like every Jedi.
Well, your initial explanation of it was like the hero squad gonna save all the Jedis, right? And so my visual of that was like, oh no, that's
there's
so not right.
There's not many Jedi because it's
exactly.
Obi-Wan.
So
it's a few.
Yeah.
There's a few, and like Quinlan Vos. I think that would be a
down.
cool thing.
Yeah.
And then you can kind
Or
of end
Kanan
his
or
story
something.
because they've kind of done stuff with in the books, which were supposed to be in Dark Disciple is a book that was supposed to be some episodes in Clone Wars where him and Asajj Ventress fall in love, and then she basically saves him. She dies saving him, but the last people don't know. No one knows what ended up happening with him. So it would be kind of cool to see him in animation get just his story finished.
Yeah. And this is what episode are we on?
4.
4. Okay.
Got a long way to go.
Yeah, we do. There's a lot of story to be told. And if the finale is like a 45-minute or an hour, that'd be sick.
I could
So
even see
there's a
them
lot.
doing like what you were saying. We got our first 8 episodes.
Dude,
We're
that'd be
building
sick.
to. We have our mid-season. Basically changes the direction of where
Yeah.
we're going, and then the last 8 episodes.
I think that's what they're gonna do.
I think that's how it's going to go. This is all the setup
Because they're focusing on inhibitor chip and inhibitor
Yeah.
chip.
Yeah.
That's got to be the first arc. Well, mini arc. It's such a small, but yeah.
Well, they're doing it different than like in Clone Wars. It was like 3 episodes or an arc, and then you're following these other characters. And now this is following just one group of people. So you're not going to get like, there's the Jar Jar arc where he's way, or this is the Obi-Wan and Anakin arc. That's kind of cool. That I think you guys are right. Right now, it's building the characters. You have to care about Omega and the crew to then get to the point where they can do like, okay, this is what the series is about.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm liking it so far.
Yeah, me too. Solid.
Yeah, I'm excited where they go with it, for sure.
Yeah, and just so they come out every Friday. So we're going to be talking about. I mean, every podcast we do, we'll be discussing the new episode. So if you're not watching Bad Batch or you want to watch with us, just watch and then we can discuss it. And if you have any questions,
At least for 3 more months.
that's right. That's right. Well, and if
more
you have any,
episodes.
again,
Yeah.
if you guys listening out there have any questions on Bad Batch or anything,
Or if you have any hypotheses.
yeah, that's true.
Because we are probably 100% wrong on all this. We're dumb.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people are dumb, but
Yeah. Some.
no. But so if you guys have anything, you guys just want to leave a comment, we'll discuss it on the show. So yeah, that'll do it for our Bad Batch discussion this week. What else we got?
We'll say we'll be spoiling. We probably should have said, but we're spoiling Bad Batch as we go. So
yeah,
I mean, at this point,
If you've been listening and you think that it's not going to spoil,
yeah. We don't do the whole wait. We just kind of
yeah.
The only situation where we don't spoil something is if it like just released like yesterday or the day before. You know what I mean? Like it's a really high turnover, and we didn't even watch it.
Yeah.
So
for the most
it depends
part,
on the
we'll-
content as well.
The nice thing about podcasts is you can watch it and then
Whenever you want.
come back and listen. So
right.
Exactly.
we promise to keep them up. We won't take them down. After a week, just take the podcast
Oh,
off.
right.
Cool. So Indy 5 rumors came out a couple days ago, talking about how it's probably going to be in the 1960s,
Okay.
and it's going to be about the space race.
interesting.
Yeah. So are we thinking Russians again for the second time?
Are we thinking Indy goes to space?
I mean, that's probably what's going to happen.
Oh, please. Oh, my gosh.
He's going to jump in a fridge
Fast and
off of the moon.
I mean, Fast and
Land on the
Furious went
Earth.
to space, right? That was the next one
gosh.
went to
Please
space. So
don't.
Indiana Jones will go to space.
Please don't compare these two franchises.
How great would it be if
No.
Indiana Jones goes to space and he runs into Han Solo? I mean, it's possible. And they connect the universes that way. It's Lucasfilm.
Well, you heard that like fan theory that
Stupid.
Indiana Jones was Han Solo's like subconscious when he's frozen in carbonite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you seen? So there's a oh man,
Fan film.
a fan film. I'm trying to think what the guy's name is, but it's like he's basically Indiana Jones, and he's like in the desert. It's the guy
The
that
Robert Williams guy.
It's
The guy that-
what's his name?
Jamie
Costa.
Jamie
Jamie
Costa,
Costa,
yeah. So he does a fan film where he's like playing this archaeologist, and then
He's awesome.
he's awesome.
If you guys want to check out just a funny guy and a guy that is a nerd and does really great impressions,
He does an awesome Gandalf.
It's Jamie Costa, right?
yeah.
I need to look up just.
But there's a fan film where it's basically like Indiana Jones and he's doing like archaeology, and then it ends up being that he found a Star Destroyer, and he like ends up like going off into space as the like Germans are trying to get him. It's kind of like, so it's like, and then he does this whole line where it's like, it's true, all of it, kind of thing, where it's like Star Wars is actually real.
So an archaeologist
Yes, it's that.
knows how to fly a Millennium
Hey,
Falcon?
come on.
It's not Falcon, but Star Destroyer.
The short film is called
A whole Star Destroyer?
You'll have to watch it. Check it out.
the short film's called Han Solo: A Smuggler's Trade, a Star Wars fan film by Jamie Costa.
So it's like how it's been.
Corey looks excited.
It's kind
for
of it's kind of unique. Like
Of course
it's
unique.
a very unique idea, and it's kind of like
fever dream that
it's
spawned
kind of
from.
taking like George Lucas's ideas of like how he maybe it's oh man it was a long time ago when I watched it, but maybe it's like supposed to be like George Lucas witnesses his dad leaving in the spaceship, and then that's why he writes
Oh, maybe,
Star Wars.
yeah.
It's something. It's kind of it's unique. You guys should check it out. It's kind of interesting. It's not. It's the quality is actually pretty good.
Oh yeah,
a fan
for a fan film,
Yeah.
it's great.
It's-
He also did
He did the Obi-Wan.
Kenobi.
Yeah,
fan
Kenobi film.
film. Yeah.
I'm not watching that because I got the real stuff coming.
The real deal coming up.
But yeah, and
Yes, sir.
so sorry, that was a little side trail on the Indiana Jones. I think it's kind of cool. I mean, like I said, Indiana Jones has always been to me crazy and fun. Like, so whatever they want to do, I want to watch it. So I won't be surprised if Doc Brown shows up and he's like, "We gotta go back."
Marty! Oh, wait. Indy!
Is Short Round coming back?
Probably not.
What?
Man, I love Short
Why
Round.
not? That'd be sweet.
I think Phoebe Waller-Bridge got cast.
Well, she just can't play Short Round.
Yeah, sure.
It's whitewashing.
How could she not?
Okay, I know we're.
Whitewashing?
Did you? This
You can do my-
sorry, this is another thing. Corey, you watched Army of the Dead, right?
I did.
Did
90% of
Did
it.
you see the part? This is a pretty funny part when the Japanese goes like, "Easy
yeah.
peasy, Japanesey."
Japanesey.
They're like, I don't think you can say that anymore. He's like,
lemon squeezy.
she can't. It's lemon squeezy now. And the girl's like, he can because he's Japanesey. And the guy's like, okay, easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
I was like, what?
Anyways, short round.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
And Mads Mikkelsen is also cast. I don't know if we've talked about it before, but
I think we mentioned it last
Yeah,
time.
we mentioned it.
Yeah.
As he'll probably be a bad guy.
probably.
They cast
Yep, he's
the
cool.
bad guy from Logan, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, what's his name?
I thought I saw that.
Yeah,
as well.
he'll be.
Oh, that's cool.
I forget his name.
I love Logan, man.
He was great in Logan.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in anything else. That's the only thing I've seen him in.
I can't even remember what he looks like.
Blonde
Yeah.
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, the guy with the hand.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
2 hands.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like
The hand.
he had the metal.
Yeah.
I know.
Boyd Holbrook is his name.
When does this movie come out?
Indy?
I think it's supposed to come out in 22, 23?
Don't say 23, dude.
I have a feeling they gotta hurry. I've already said this last time. Harrison Ford keeps flying.
Oh my gosh.
Getting older. I don't want to have a Tarkin situation where it's CGI Harrison Ford. Deep fake Harrison Ford.
Dude. Deep fake everyone, dude. I don't give a crap.
If that happens,
down, bro.
then I'm gonna demand that they get Mutt back. Shia LaBeouf.
You just want to sing him, swing on more
That's
lines.
it.
What do you guys think about the fact that Spielberg isn't directing? Do you care at all? Or?
I mean,
They have James Mangold, so that's
Spielberg
really,
directed the last one that everyone hated, right? Didn't he do Clean?
Yeah,
Crystal
but I mean,
Skull?
he's directed all of them. But they did get James Mangold, and he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's done some
It's
great
a little
movies.
sad. A little sad, but, these things happen.
Is he? Do you
inevitable.
know if he's going to be like a producer or anything, or a writing
sure he's a
credit?
part of
He
it.
has to be a producer.
But here's a question I have for you guys: what's the last good movie Spielberg's done?
E.T.
Like, if I think about it, I'm kind of like, I mean, he's doing West Side Story, which I'm excited about because I'm a sucker for West Side Story.
Na, 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 na. Go ahead.
I don't know it. I've never watched it.
Well, guess what we're gonna
Here
do?
come the Jets like a
next
bat
week,
outta
guys.
hell.
Go ahead and watch West Side Story. We'll be talking about it next
boy.
week.
We're gonna live stream Corey
Is it-
watching West Side Story for the first time on
It's
Twitch.
100%.
Check him out on Cozy
100%
Great Dragoon.
Great Dragoon TV on Twitch.tv.
Okay. West Side Story.
Wait, is it like a musical?
Yeah,
It's a musical.
We're gonna stop.
What is it, like 90% singing, 80%
It's a
singing?
musical. It's like a
Okay,
musical.
all right.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of songs.
Gosh, I hate it.
And the best part is that they fight.
It's just that
Dancing.
stupid
Ballet
fight
fighting.
dance. I hate that.
Hey, man, but
It looks so lame.
so I never did like I refused.
you never
to,
did it?
I refused to do plays in high
I
school.
refuse to.
Okay.
They wanted me because
Why?
I could sing,
Yeah,
and I could dance. I was
Yeah.
a showman.
Well,
I
you're a
said
showman.
they never
The
did.
greatest showman.
I'm the greatest.
This is the greatest
Call me
show.
Hugh Jackman.
You're more like huge Jack man.
That's
stupid. Why am I laughing?
I don't know, dude.
Anyways, but if they
I
would have
didn't laugh.
done West Side Story, I would have been like, "Yep, I'm there."
There wasn't enough brown people at that school, dude. I tried to talk Mr. Lewis into it, and he's like, "Well, we can't do it." And I was like, "I'll
Really?
bring the
Just-
Koreans." Maybe.
Just change the nationalities, right?
So Spielberg's last movie.
Thanks for saying it.
Spielberg's last movie was Ready Player One.
Oh, it was a great
thought
movie.
it was good.
It was
It was okay.
good. It's good. No, it was good.
It was okay.
Good.
I'm saying like
Good.
great movie. I'm saying like a great
Good.
Spielberg movie. that,
Probably
like,
Lincoln was his last great.
Have
like,
you
good
watched
movie.
Lincoln?
I haven't watched Lincoln,
then there
see,
you
so I
go.
wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And then he did Bridge of Spies.
Bridge of Spies, which
That's a
I
good
heard
movie.
wasn't that good.
I didn't like
heard
it.
it's great.
I don't remember it.
He did.
I don't remember it.
He did the BFG, which I did. Anyone see that
Big
movie?
effing gun.
Oh, yeah. It was a weird monster thing,
Big
right?
Friendly Giant.
Big Friendly
I
Giant.
didn't watch it, and I heard it wasn't that good.
He did a movie called The Post.
That's
with-
a good movie.
Of course, Tom Hanks is in it.
You're a big fan.
That was
haven't seen it.
that was a Academy awards movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I mean,
Guess
Is that
what?
like Oscar bait?
Guess what?
It was.
Yeah. Guess what? When it's
about Watergate, right?
Guess what? You give them an Oscar.
no.
Was it considered for Oscars? Must have been.
Anyways,
Probably.
the point is, there's not like.
You're
like-
saying they're not missing out.
I'm saying
Shots fired. to
I'm
Steven
saying he
Spielberg.
hasn't done
You're
it.
out
Like,
there.
I'm just saying there's not a movie that in the last of the ones he did that you're just like, this is an amazing movie. It's like it's all been like, oh, okay, it's all right, but it's not like one that you'd be like Saving Private Ryan is an incredible movie, right?
Yeah.
And everyone can say that was Spielberg, but I don't think he's had one since then that you would just say is incredible, right? Am I wrong?
I randomly thought about Ready Player One, and after Kanye watched it, like on Twitter, he was like, "Man, I can't wait to meet Steven Spielberg so we can talk about this fantastic movie, Ready Player One." And everyone's like, "Imagine wanting to meet Steven Spielberg to talk about Ready Player One." Like of all the movies that he's directed, you're like,
Jaws.
Have you heard this?
Indiana
There's
Jones trilogy.
this is newcomer director. His name is Steven
This guy's
Spielberg.
pretty good.
"Shout out to Kanye."
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, Kanye, if you're listening,
I mean, what are your guys' favorite Spielberg movies?
Saving Private Ryan.
That's probably the answer. I don't think I've ever watched Jaws actually.
Jaws is good.
What about Jaws 2?
Not good. I don't think he directed that one.
You guys don't like E.T., do you?
I have
I like
not
E.T..
seen E.T.
I like E.T.
I despise E.T.
And Jurassic Park is amazing.
Do you guys like Schindler's List?
I like it, but I can't. I've watched
it's
it like
like
twice.
I watched it once.
It's-
super depressing.
it's
and hard to
heavy.
get
It's tough.
through,
It's
but
tough. It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's just tough.
What about Empire of the Sun? Have you guys seen that? That's a young Christian Bale.
Yeah. Well, I
kid
watched
Christian
it
Bale.
when I was young, maybe, but I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I don't remember it at all.
I get that one confused with Tears of the Sun, which is the
That's
Bruce
a
Willis
completely
one.
different movie.
Completely different.
I get it confused, guys. I know it's completely different. Obviously, it's a completely different movie,
Jonah, it's a completely different movie.
but I get it
Not even the
confused.
same director.
How do you even confuse those two? They're nothing alike. Minority Report. I really, I'm a Tom Cruise fan.
Yeah,
so,
I like that one.
yeah. Catch Me If You Can was great.
Yeah, that was good.
I didn't see his War of the Worlds.
I saw that one. It's not
okay.
that good.
Adventures of Tintin was actually pretty good.
I liked that one.
I thought it was good.
Shout out. Shout out to Ethan and Jason. Put it down on Snowy, put it down on Tintin.
Nice.
There you go, Jason.
Inside joke with Ethan and Jason. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I agree. I mean, it's like, I feel like the older he's gotten and the more movies he's done, it's not like, hit
Right.
after hit after
Yeah.
hit.
It's not like Nolan that every movie he makes is amazing. Spielberg's lost a step in his old age.
Man.
No? Am I wrong?
You're making enemies.
I mean,
out
no,
there. Spielberg,
I just thought it was
Kanye.
funny.
They're all pissed at you, dude.
They're coming for you.
Am I wrong though? I mean,
No, you're not wrong.
I feel like I'm right on.
I mean, you haven't
money.
watched the last 7 movies he made, so how can you be right?
Word of mouth.
Yeah, I also heard word of mouth Snyder Cut sucks. So.
Ooh, got him.
That's not true.
Snyder Cut has a good review, doesn't it?
Yeah,
On
that's
Rotten Tomatoes?
amazing.
All those Russian bots.
He talked to Lusso and he said it sucked. Word of mouth.
That's right. Lusso said 7 out of 20.
Yep.
He said story 9 out of 10.
I always knew I didn't like this Lusso guy.
Yeah.
Music and what else?
Yeah. He didn't
Like
like the
just-
music, and then I think he was just like, it's kind of long.
Well, that's why he's a doctor, not
At
a film buff.
Little side here at church today. There was like a musical break where it was just like time for prayer. And
Oh my
stuff.
gosh. Go ahead.
Do you know what I'm going to talk
Yes.
about? Yeah, the piano player.
He played the.
She played Little Man of Steel.
Was she actually playing that, or was it?
She played Man of Steel, and then she started playing a different movie soundtrack. I don't know what it was, but part of it was Man of Steel.
Yeah, because I was like, this is definitely Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And
I
then
was
I
like-
looked up, and then she changed. I was like, is there a hymn that sounds like Man of Steel?
What part did she play?
It's
Just
a-
the.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
And
And I
Josh
stood
and
up
Rick went.
and I went, dum, da, dum, dum, da, dum, dum, da, da, dum. And then I started running around.
And then he went. Bwah!
Okay, yeah, so I'm not crazy.
Yeah, and then she went into Inception. That woke people up.
Nice. So man, I wish I would have been there. A single tear would have.
Oh, I got
from my
goosebumps.
eye.
I was like, can it be? It is. Anyway, what are we talking about?
Well, we're done with the Indiana Jones.
Done with
Now
Indiana
we're-
Jones. So Indiana Jones is space. Sure.
Works
Bring it
out.
on.
Bring whatever.
That'll be cool.
Make it crazy.
Snake Eyes trailer.
Yeah, we got some.
G.I.
trailers to
Joe's
discuss.
Snake Eyes. I just watched the trailer before we started. Really short trailer. It almost looked like parts from Mortal Kombat. Like it looked really
A
similar,
little bit, yeah.
which isn't a bad thing. But yeah, I've never been a huge G.I. Joe fan. Certainly didn't really care for the movies that came out. But yeah, I don't really have anything to say about
That's
it.
what I was going to ask is what's everyone's level of care for G.I. Joe in general?
I mean, we grew up having those
We had
as
all
a
the
kid.
sick
We had
toys.
the toys.
Yeah.
Like that's what we'd get. But the movies weren't very good.
Gosh,
I mean,
the last one came out in 2013.
the first one I thought was okay, but then they like
Well, then they
who
killed,
did they kill Duke off in the
killed
first
Duke off in the second.
in the second one,
no,
like in
no.
the first 5 minutes.
Or does he die in the first one?
No, he dies in the second one.
And then
Yeah, they kill.
introduce-
That's Channing Tatum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they kill him in like
and they
5
bring in
minutes.
The Rock,
And The Rock, yeah.
and then Bruce Willis is in that one.
He's the original Joe.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Anyways, that movie was like, it just seemed weird that they did that. Like,
Yeah,
say what you want about Channing Tatum, but it's like
yeah.
to kill off
Especially at the
Duke, who was
time.
like, especially in our, like growing up as kids, it was like Duke was the man.
best.
And so like then you have him killed off. It seemed a little weird. So now, I don't know. This is kind of still connected to those movies, I think. Because it's like origins. It's like,
So I think this is like they're hoping to launch the G.I. Joe universe.
Dude.
Here we go, baby, guys. Here
I
we
know,
go.
laughing.
Dude, I think
It's actually it's the Hasbro multiverse.
and it's supposed to go in with
They were like
Transformers, right?
Let's look at what
I think that
Marvel
was
did.
a couple years ago. That was
they're
the
trying to
plan. They
mix
were gonna
G.I.
mix
Joes and
G.I.
Marvel
Joe,
and Marvel.
Marvel Battleship.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still doing that, but I think this is like the first like. Hey,
Right.
I mean, they're calling it Origins, so they're
if you're
obviously
gonna
marketing it. That
if you're gonna start with somebody,
Might as
you
well
start with Snake Eyes
because he's
because
the
the coolest.
yeah, he's dope.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in the first.
Yeah,
one?
he was Cobra.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for a sweet action movie that features lots of swords,
and ninjas.
but G.I. Joe couldn't care less about. And that's because
You're a Power Rangers boy,
also G.I. Joe was like right before my age group. Like,
right? Yeah.
Not to throw any shade, but like it was older when you guys were, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
We also
we're talking
grew up
about
in a
we're talking about the cartoons.
Third world country.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe took a longer time to get down there.
Yeah, but you also had to see Dragon Ball GT way before us.
That is
so
true, that's true.
Shove it. Okay.
He sounded like Michael Scott
Pros
there.
and cons.
So shove it.
You haven't watched that show, so.
Sure, I have.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I think the problem is that they're so it comes from the cartoons.
Yeah.
And then they did their first round of movies. How did those do?
Not very
great.
good.
Exactly. So now they're trying again. It's like if that first wave was great and they made new fans with younger
Yeah.
kids, awesome. This makes sense. But they're trying to throw just a Hail Mary with
Yeah.
this if they're really trying to build off this, because I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It seems weird, and it seems kind of like I think what they're looking at their menu of IPs. They're like, that's cool, that could work right now, and so they're just trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
They're
think
looking. They're looking.
Go ahead.
They're looking for an IP. Like that's
Yeah.
what you need now. Like
Well, they have licensed IPs,
Warner
and they're
Brothers
like, which
has-
one can we
yeah.
take advantage of?
Warner Brothers has DC, Disney has Marvel,
Yeah.
so it's like we have G.I. Joe. We got to make it. So,
So
I mean,
I don't think it's going to
Yeah, I
work
agree with
out.
you.
I think it's going to be one or two shots done. That's it.
yeah,
I will say they picked the most interesting characters to go off of.
Yeah.
Because it's like you've got Snake Eye. The coolest parts of the other G.I. Joe
Yeah.
movies was
Snake Eye and Storm Shadow.
Because who
That's
was
his name,
Snake
right?
Eye's?
I don't even know
Storm
who
Shadow.
that is, dude.
he's the
He's the
white
one
ninja.
and the Snake Eyes. Yeah, white and red.
Oh, they're enemies. Right,
Yes.
right.
brothers, related.
They're not braided, trained together,
together.
like brothers.
Yeah. So
They're not related though.
So I mean, I'm assuming we'll get that backstory clearly in the. But yeah, I'm down for a ninja movie. We'll
Here's
see
the
what
one
happens.
thing.
Yeah.
Again, I know I complained about this the other time too.
It's not the trailer. Just no jokes. I mean, I didn't laugh out loud. I didn't laugh out loud once.
Stop. About the mask.
Is Aquafina in this one?
Snake Eyes. The thing that's the best.
You got
The
me.
thing that's
Got
the
me.
best.
Water come out my nose.
Thing that's the best about Snake Eyes is how cool he looks. So if they spend the whole movie where he's just his face is showing, and they like at
They're
the end he
building up
puts
to
his
it.
mask
They're building
on,
up to it.
and it's just like you get 2 minutes of him looking like Snake Eyes. I'm gonna be like, come on, give me.
I think they'll have more because they
I
showed
hope
the
so.
mask.
I
They
hope
showed
so.
the mask in the teaser.
Hopefully.
trailer.
But even then, I'm still like, I'd rather have a build up to like, oh, this is the reason why he's putting on the mask and he won't take it off.
Because
Doesn't he? He's doesn't talk, right?
Right.
Right. He's.
So that's going to be a real interesting second movie.
Oh, it's a silent movie. Oh, cool. That's actually sweet.
But I'm saying like I don't want them to do the typical where it's like, okay, put my mask on. Now it's off.
It's actually going to
Yeah.
be a post credit scene on the end of the
Where he just puts it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a pretty short trailer that
Yeah.
seemed pretty generic, I guess, as an
Yeah.
action
Yeah.
movie. So I just hope you get to see things.
Ooh,
You
I
get to
love
see
cool
cool
seeing
things.
things.
you might cool see things.
I do that all the time. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes on. What did they say a date on that one?
July.
Oh,
I love how
wow.
Yep.
I love how what they're
Okay.
doing now is
Well,
all
there you
saying
go.
like only in theaters.
yeah.
You know,
I mean, theaters are open now.
Yeah, it's true.
I've got
They make more money
$100
this
in
way.
Regal gift cards that are burning a hole in my pocket.
What the
Where we
heck?
going to the movies,
We're
fella?
going.
On Choop, dude. Let's
Quiet
go.
Place too.
I mean, it was really dicey there for a while. I was like, is Regal going bankrupt? Am I just
Dude.
going to be stuck with plastic cards that
So
aren't
is
worth anything?
Northtown
Brutal.
open then?
That's what I saw.
Yeah,
I looked
went,
it up the other
I went
day.
there.
Oh, you
I
did?
didn't. I didn't go there.
went
but
downtown.
I could have. I went downtown.
Yeah.
We had an option, but
What'd you go see?
I went and saw an anime movie for Demon Slayer, which is the #1 top grossing anime
Of all
of
time.
all time.
Very cool.
They're looking at each
you two
other.
wanna
I don't
say
know
something?
what.
Well, we just said the same. We've said
Yeah,
the same thing.
unfortunately, we've
twice.
said the same thing multiple times.
Yeah.
It's pissing me off.
Things are getting real.
Settle down, everyone.
Yeah.
We're just building that podcast connection.
Yeah, wow.
By getting pissed off.
Oh, they're just saying the same
Yeah, I
thing.
guess it happens.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How was your trip to the movies?
It was so
Did
good.
they space you guys out?
So
No.
good.
What?
Because it's already like naturally spaced, right?
Okay.
Like you're in these
Oh,
recliners.
I guess the recliners.
Like when we went to reserve, like there's literally no limitation. They said, have your mask on unless you're eating food, which I was. So I didn't
How's
wear
the
a mask.
popcorn?
It was all right.
Did they forget how to make popcorn?
It's just, like
It's
you
the
have
stuff they had last year that they should have just been giving people.
It's just been sitting in the container.
I don't know. I mean, it could have used more butter. That's on us. It was all right.
You get Parmesan on it?
Oh,
No. What? You do that?
Josh has a
Dude,
story about.
Crystal's brother loves going to freaking, what's it called?
Why'd you say it like that?
Crystal's brother. Okay.
Wandermere?
My goodness.
Okay.
Wandermere?
Get this.
Yeah, Wandermere. So Wandermere,
yeah.
you can put the powders and stuff
Yep.
on there.
At the powders.
He dumps it on there. So Parmesan,
gross.
it smells like feet. And then when he eats it, he brings it up to his mouth, and there's so much powder on there that he's breathing, and it just goes
Oh, what?
and blows everywhere. Dude, it pisses me off. It's the worst theater in the world.
So he gets out of the movie theater and he's covered in Parmesan.
Hands covered in
God.
Parmesan.
Ugh. I'm a butter guy. I don't like to do anything else. I keep it simple.
Anyway, Wandermere sucks.
Yeah, it does. It's the worst theater here.
It is, yeah.
So
I'd rather go to Garland.
So I will say this: I went downtown. I watched the movie, and like at the first 5 or 10 minutes, I heard literally 7 girls like out in the hallway. I'm like, why can I hear
Door
this?
closed?
Wide open were the doors, and I go out there and I close them. But then, as I thought, I was like, maybe it was because of COVID restrictions that they were open. But I couldn't focus on the
Yeah.
movie, so I just shut it.
I thought you were going to go out there and yell.
Dude, it was literally a family of girls. It was their mom and 6 girls, and I was like, "Whoa, get out of here, dude!"
Did you give him the stink eye?
No, no, I had to get back to the movie, but I should have.
Throw Parmesan popcorn at them.
It just made me really excited to go watch more movies. I love the theaters. I just love the experience. It's like one of those things that it's a tradition, and it just feels so good.
Well, it's just people say oh, I'd rather be home. I have a good home system.
Yep.
There's
Not that good.
You can't get that type of atmosphere at home. There's something about the giant room, the giant screen, the cool AC, the popcorn smell.
There's something about a trailer coming on and then looking back and be like, hey, and me going, shut up.
I'm never gonna. I was excited about the music.
Did he say something, or did he just turn
Okay,
around?
so-
It was the Man of Steel trailer.
We were at the triple showing for the Dark Knight
Was that
trilogy.
what that was?
Yeah.
Did I go to that?
I think so.
I think I was
yeah.
there.
Luso
You were
was
there.
there.
I don't
He-
think I really knew that.
Luso
well,
was
though.
there and he ran out because of the fire. He was the first to go.
Yeah. I was there. Yes.
So
Wow.
before the movie starts, Man of Steel teaser trailer comes on. I'm really excited. Jonah's really excited for it. The music they play for that trailer is from The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
That's one of the best trailers ever made.
It's an amazing trailer. And I'm excited. And I start saying "Oh, Jonah!" Jonah's sitting behind me.
Whacking
I'm
you down,
Jonah, hey, it's the music from Lord of the Rings. Jonah's just "Shut up! I'm trying to watch the
I didn't say it like that. I just went, ah.
That sounded cool. That sounded like an abusive parent.
I felt bad because Mick just went like, oh.
I didn't speak to him the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Dude, that was.
Then he went and he shut the AC down because he was like, I'm done with this.
I have to get out of here. Joe was mad at me.
Yeah, good times. That was good. That was fun.
Yeah.
Movies are back, baby.
Movies are back.
Movie magic.
I can't wait to piss Jonah off again. In the movie.
Well, here's the other, since we're talking about movies, because you guys both think we're crazy.
For what?
But you guys have
I
made
don't think
fun.
you're crazy.
You guys have made
About
fun
what?
of
You're
me
a giant loser.
For what?
because I've gone to movies by myself. Like, I want to watch a movie, no one else wants to go, and so I just go and like.
It is the best.
Yes,
it is
thank
the
you.
best.
Yeah, I've seen those people in the theaters. Like, I walk up there and I'm like, man, that guy's sitting alone. What a loser.
Yeah.
You guys
Highlight of his
don't know
life.
what you're missing. It's a
No, I know
it's awesome.
what I'm missing. It's just me watching a movie without interacting with people. That's all it is. Why do I go to?
You nailed it.
Oh wow, yeah, he does know.
What? Wow, how'd he guess?
No, it's just
Guys,
like so. When
Why
I
do we
was
go to the movies, man? Come on,
but
guys.
it's like
Communal experience.
I would be,
Yes.
Let
I'd
the
be,
man
I'd
speak.
get off work and be like,
No, he
man,
talks
this
all the
movie,
time, man.
this movie I want to
do.
watch,
Jonah,
and be
shut
like, I've got nothing better to do. And I'm
Listen,
like, I really want to watch
you
this
know-
movie. Let's go. I'm going to watch it. Get some popcorn.
You know,
Sit in an AC, watch
Let
the
Josh
movie,
talk.
and
Let
just
Josh
enjoy
talk.
it. Here, I'll drink some of my Coke.
yeah,
Yeah, good.
finally.
Shut your mouth.
Okay, shut up. You know why we're so upset, Jonah? It's because we were just sitting at home
Yeah.
waiting, and you could have been like, "Hey guys, we're gonna go watch." I don't know what dumb movie.
You guys had
Cats.
girlfriends or something?
What you're saying is it's better to go watch a movie by yourself.
I
than
never
with
said
us.
that. I never said
That
that.
is messed up. Get out of here.
Get out of your own house.
I never,
the heck outta
I never
here.
said that. I said sometimes there were movies that people weren't interested
Like
in
what?
watching.
Name one.
I can't remember.
Bro, I'm
Well, I mean, what
interested in
movies are you
literally
watching?
every
I'll
movie.
literally watch anything.
Hurt my feelings.
I can't remember what movie it was that I went. I've watched
I
several
can't
movies
think
by
of
myself.
any movie that you.
Or
would
if
have
I
been
wanted to watch a movie a second time and
Yeah.
people didn't want to watch, I'd go and watch it by
you could
myself.
ask.
Yeah.
You could have asked. That's all we're asking.
I
man.
probably did ask.
No.
You too, Mick.
Chances.
Yeah, you too, Mick.
I don't have your guys' number.
Yeah.
That's a lie. I totally.
Yes,
have your
you
guys'
do.
number.
Oh, you do.
We're in a text group together.
Anyways,
I'm just saying.
hey, leave a comment if you like watching movies. Movie theater
leave
by
a comment.
It
yourself.
can't just be Jonah and me
Okay,
that think this
leave a
way.
comment. Was
No, I'm sure there's plenty
Hey,
of people out there.
was
I
Jonah being a
love-
jerk to us, or or was he being selfish?
See, because I love
too negative.
I love watching movies with you guys. You know that's one of my favorite things of all time to do.
Okay.
But I'm like, sometimes I enjoy watching a movie for a second time. No one else wants to go watch. I'll just go by myself. I have no problem with going by myself and watching a movie at a theater. That's it.
Okay.
Anyways, the Green Knight trailer. Anybody watch the Green Knight trailer?
Get that.
It looks great. It looks really good. Has Slumdog Millionaire in it. Right?
All right. Yeah.
That's his name.
Mr. Slumdog.
Crystal asked me the same thing of who's in it, and I was like, the one guy, Slumdog.
Ultimate joke. He just got ultimate joked.
Jonah just threw up.
Oh my
He just got
gosh.
ultimate
Oh,
joke.
gosh.
You need
You okay?
The coke came through my nose.
Okay. So he was mid drink.
Is there a tissue in here?
So it came out through his nose. He blasted it. He moved off to the side barely,
It stings.
and his face is very red. He's wiping it off with his t-shirt. I saw liquid out of his nose.
Oh.
That is what we call in our family an ultimate joke.
That is an ultimate.
Sometimes it goes out the mouth. Sometimes it goes out the nose.
Man, that was the lamest ultimate joke
If
ever.
it was
Just
triggered from a
Slumdog
joke,
Millionaire, man.
yeah, dude, why? You're so weird, dude. I don't know. Well, eyes are watering.
I really wish we had video for
Keep
this.
going with the.
Well, I tried
Anyway,
to
so
explain.
Green Knight trailer.
He's still struggling.
It looks pretty good.
Took his glasses.
Yeah. It does. It looks great.
He's red.
Are you guys? That's my go-to question. Hey, what's your familiarity with the Green Knight story?
None, but I like King Arthur era stuff, and
Okay.
I love
Well,
that crap. So I don't
Guess
know.
what,
much.
dude? It's literally King Arthur. So you're in luck.
Freaking spoilers, dude! I'm getting out of here. That's dope. Yeah. That's
That makeup for that tree man.
Oh, it looks sweet.
really good.
Yeah, and it looks
Yo, what about the helmet, guys? Sick.
everything. I mean, all like the design of everything it showed. It looked really like done in an interesting way, and it looks really cool. So
Taught that
I'm excited.
fox to speak.
Yeah, exactly. Practical effects are crazy. What do you got over there?
Nothing.
John's not back in.
Yeah, there wasn't much in the. I mean, there
Right.
was some, but it's every part of it was intriguing. I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" And I want to find out. And it looks super cool.
Well, let me go ahead and spoil it for you and tell you what the story is. It'll be interesting to see what they like, because obviously you can just go online and say this is the tale, but it'll be interesting to see
their
what
interpretation.
differences they do.
Yeah.
What changes they make to the legend or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, put a sword in a movie, and it's like a whole point higher for my ratings.
How about an axe?
There are multiple axes.
Swords are better.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for like
Horny
knights
jokes.
and knights and like all that kind of like
And round
middle
tables.
ages stuff like that. That's why I think I love Lord of the Rings so much, because it's kind of like that fantasy element of stuff, and
like Gladiator 2. And
yeah, and like Braveheart and
Heck yeah.
you know, so
We need a
the
good
Kevin
one.
Costner,
We need a good
Robin
one.
Hood.
We haven't had a good one in a long time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So did you guys watch the King Arthur movie that came out? Who directed
Charlie.
Guy Ritchie.
the Guy Ritchie one? I was like,
I didn't see that
okay.
one.
I was
feel too
excited for
modern.
it, and then it just felt like the shaky cam and like the GoPro on.
I
and,
hate
like,
that. Yeah.
It just felt like it was missing. It felt like kind of like a Knight's Tale. You know how a Knight's
Yes,
Tale was like
yes.
modern,
terrible movie.
and they
I
do that.
love A Knight's Tale, but you guys hate it, don't you?
So I just
it's
feel like
alright.
I want a movie, and this way when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, this might be a movie that's like Middle Ages, like knights, like that's what a good one.
There was
That's
like a
what I
level
want.
of like mysticism to it. And
Yeah.
I
It looks
love
really-
that.
yeah.
It looks really cool.
Well, and I
It
think
looked more artsy.
something, It looks like something that could easily be kind of cheesy and just not that high of quality, but the quality of, at least through the trailer, it looked well done. Because that can turn me off of like this type of genre pretty quick.
Did you watch the first trailer too? So
I just watched, I think, probably the second one.
So when I looked for it on YouTube and I couldn't find it. They just had the first one, so I had to watch it on Twitter, like the second one. So I don't know. When I watched the first one, I was like, the first one isn't as good as the newest trailer that came out. It was good. It came out like a week ago or something.
Oh, I didn't watch it then.
But
Nice.
I mean, unless it changed, and you can now find it.
Your shirt looks so gross.
What? Oh, just a little upchuck.
I just got a little Coke on there, guys. No big deal. Why do you have to bring attention? This is just an audio.
They
no,
can't see it.
The
I
shirt
could be
looks
lying.
pristine. Anyways,
Yeah, the parts that aren't barfed on.
not barf. It was just Coke coming through the nose, guys.
Anyway, so yeah.
It's just the effects we have on the show.
Green Knight looks great. Does that have a release date?
I didn't see. I assume it comes out this year. It seems
I think
Finished.
they've been. I think it's been,
Been done
finished
for a
a
while.
long time. Yeah, I think it's another one of those that's been done for.
it's
a
like an
while.
A24 one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's probably like late summertime.
Who made it? Who's making it? Producing it?
A24 is the company.
That's what you
Yeah, they do all like the
But where did they
Scary
release it?
India.
indie movies.
Well, it'll be in theaters.
Oh, it'll be in theaters. Okay.
Only in theaters, actually.
Exclusive.
July
Theaters.
30th.
Oh, nice.
How nice. We're gonna. Josh has $100, guys.
We got movies, baby.
Oh, Alicia Vikander's in it.
So is
Joel Edgerton.
Yeah, Joel Edgerton
Ooh, I like. Yeah.
and Slumdog Millionaire.
Sean Harris is in it.
Man, it is,
It's because how you said it. You didn't say you like said Slumdog Man or something like that. I don't know.
I didn't say something. It was something hilarious. I don't even remember what it was.
Pure gold. Ultimate joke worthy. Yeah. Well, we'll have to watch it. We should all go together. That'd be sick.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I feel like that one has a lot of potential. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get popcorn.
Stale popcorn.
Joan and I will go by ourselves.
Oh.
Separate shorts.
Separately.
Cool. Okay, last bit of news. I think it might be confirmed, either highly rumored or might be confirmed, but Henry Cavill is looking to play the lead in the Highlander reboot.
Yeah.
You guys see that?
Okay. I didn't see that. That's cool.
I mean, anything with Cavill, I'm there for it.
Can be only one.
How about a man of
Kill-
I have the power.
Yeah, he's been confirmed not Man of Steel 2. All his other projects he's doing.
What if it's a secret Man of Steel?
It's called the Highlander. Yeah.
Highlander.
No, I love Henry Cavill, so
Yep.
anything he does, I want to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Highlander will be cool. It'll be interesting. I feel like I don't remember.
Did you watch? No, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I feel like I don't remember the movie. Like I maybe watched the first one like so many years ago and haven't really watched any of the other ones. But then there was the show. I feel like we watched that at your mom's
Yeah, we did.
with the Sick Queen song.
Yep. Yep.
Anyway.
Well, that's the thing. So they had movies, and then they also did a TV show
Yeah.
afterwards to kind of just keep it rolling, and they just kind of banked on that as much as they could in the 80s and 90s. I think it was 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cool concept. I have a feeling they'll be able to have a lot of freedom on what they want to do. Who knows? I love Henry Cavill.
And nowadays you can do so much with like just the visual effects and stuff,
Yeah.
and like the sword fighting and stunts and all that kind of stuff. I just feel like Highlander would be cool.
Well, he's definitely
Yeah, it's
proven
very
himself
cheesy.
in this genre with The Witcher.
That's what I was going to ask. Have you watched?
I
The
haven't
Witcher?
watched Witcher.
Have you watched The Witcher?
Witcher, yeah.
And Chip, you probably haven't. Yeah,
It was really good.
super good.
Super good. Second season's coming out soon,
Yep.
right?
So that's what I was going to say. is
They just finished
They
filming.
just
right?
finished filming it. Yeah.
yeah.
So he's
does
showed some
that-
pictures and it looks freaking sick.
So question
Yeah.
is because never mind.
Okay.
I will try to guess.
answer is
There
yes.
is nudity in it.
Okay, that's what I
And
was
you're asking like, does it die down?
Is it it like Game of Thrones?
It's more like at the front end and then it dies down. But there's always a slight risk, right? Like you're gonna see some butt cheeks. You know what I mean? What?
warning, slight risk of butt cheeks.
Yeah, there's a slight risk of butt cheeks. Yeah, obviously kids shouldn't watch it. There's nudity in it. But
Graphic too. I mean,
there was another movie that you recommended to me that had nudity in it too. So
what movie?
into our next section, no,
The Snyder Cut?
the Snyder movie,
Army of the Dead?
Army of the Dead.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Army of the
So Jonah didn't warn me of that. Got blindsided. Never
How was I
forgive-
supposed to know?
Don't you worship him? Doesn't he tell you all the notes?
No?
But yeah, I was like, that's so unnecessary. Why? Stupid.
How about that's like 10 seconds?
Well, there's just 10 seconds in The Witcher in some episodes.
I was just wondering.
Honestly, like, it's a great story. So what I would do is I would just look up where the nudity is and just skip it and enjoy a great story and awesome fighting scenes. And it's cool.
Cool.
Cool. But yeah, let's talk about freaking Army of the Dead.
Yeah. So
well,
we don't
yeah.
want to go too much.
Yeah,
into
we're not, because I'm the only one that, well, I guess Corey watched most of it.
90% of it.
I forgot to watch it, so
But so Army of the Dead came out Friday, new Zack Snyder movie on Netflix.
Yep.
We'll probably discuss it next week, just full spoilers.
Yeah.
But I liked it. It's a zombie movie. There's a lot. It's rated R. There's a lot of gore in it.
butt cheeks.
No butt
Risk of butt cheeks.
But there, so I liked it. It's kind of a zombie action movie. It's kind of not like Zack Snyder's talked about. His whole point of it was just to make a fun, like on the nose zombie heist movie.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's not anything that you'd be like, wow, this is so deep and incredible. It's just kind of like
It's
an
a fun action movie.
a fun summer action movie with zombies and a lot of blood and gore, and there's some pretty sweet zombie killings in it. I liked it. My wife actually watched it, and she doesn't like those type of movies, and she liked it. So
What are my?
there's some things Maya like it. There's some things that I think will be kind of The thing that I like about it is it talks about the zombie outbreak, but there's also a mixture of like Area 51, alien kind of stuff that's kind of interesting, and just kind of there's things you can discuss about like, how did the zombie outbreak happen and stuff like that. That's I think is kind of interesting because I like those type of movies that have like aliens and origins of like government doing stuff. So there's some pretty sweet things. And Netflix is planning to do 2 prequel movies and an animated series. So they're kind of building this
I
world
can
out.
see that.
So it seems pretty cool. And no spoilers, it kind of ends on a cliffhanger, like ends for more. There's more that can happen. So I liked it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say I was coming into it like not. I was like, this is going to be lame. I don't think it's going to be cool. But it's more than a zombie movie. Like he says, heist zombie movie, but I think it's even more than that. I got like obviously Walking Dead vibes in the way that like just the general feel of everything, but also Shaun of the Dead, especially from the intro,
Yeah, the intro is
Right?
very much like
is super different. Which, I don't want to go into it too much, but yeah, I think that there's, when you like The Walking Dead, there's this kind of drama aspect to it, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like The Walking Dead, it's like a slow moving drama, and then zombies are on the side. This movie was way more balanced. There's things that happen in the story which don't exactly pertain to zombies, some that do. Like, it was a very well-rounded movie, and I was very surprised by that, actually. And so when you say that there could be like they're doing prequels, I'm like, 100%. They fit in so much in 2 hours and a half that's like pretty impressive, and it didn't feel rushed.
Yeah.
I haven't finished it. I've got like 10 minutes left, but from what I've watched so far, unless they do the ending really bad, like for me, like really like pretty good rating.
Yeah, no, I thought the ending I think is actually pretty strong. And then
Good.
the cool thing they kind of do is they leave a little mystery. So you're kind of getting backstory of the zombies aren't just like dumb, like just like, oh, they're zombies.
Which you could see from the trailer.
Right.
Yeah.
So the zombies actually have like a story that you're trying to figure out.
But yeah,
It's kind of
Yep.
So
it's interesting.
next week we'll kind of go in because there's some pretty cool things to talk about. So
Yep.
if anyone's interested in listening, it's on Netflix, Army of the Dead.
Yep.
It's rated R. So
There's literally like a minute of
30 seconds.
some chest butt cheeks. You know what I mean? Chest cheeks. Chest cheeks. Yeah.
Zombies. Yeah.
Yeah. And so if
Zombie showgirls, I guess.
so, if you it's easily skippable. Just
it's
FYI.
it's in the first.
It's something that I wouldn't say like would be a big deterrent because there's nothing else that happens.
Yeah, obviously it's
that
not
way.
a kids movie again.
Yeah,
rated R,
100%.
so
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Good to know.
it's cool.
How's the score? Junkie's score, right?
It's pretty good. There's not anything that I would say is like incredible. But there's not anything that you'd say to me would be like, oh, that was bad music. Zack Snyder likes to put in music.
Old man music.
He does. It's more folky. Like this. The movie starts with Viva Las Vegas, but a cover of it.
It was
the
different.
Same,
Yeah, it
the
was
same
different.
girl that did the Hallelujah in
Okay.
the Snyder Cut, and the girl that sang Ring of Fire in
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. So she does it. But it's kind of unique because it's a prologue, so it's kind of giving you. Yeah,
Yep.
it shows you
Yep.
stuff. So,
Okay.
and
I don't
then
think-
there's just some songs that get put in that are kind of like on the nose, like he did it on purpose. Like this song was
Yes,
meant to be
true.
like he's like that was the whole reason. Like this is a straight on the nose. Like yeah, that's why I picked that song.
I could
because
see
it's-
people not liking that, but I never had that moment where I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like I didn't roll my eyes at any of the song choices. So
Yeah, so
Cool.
and Zack Snyder started as a music video director. Like that's
Yeah.
how he kind of has that.
Oh, we can tell. Just playing.
yeah, we'll check it out.
Did you want to talk about the?
Oh, so we did, was it this last week, right? Where we had a post from someone. What was her name? Sorry, I'm not prepared.
I'm going to mispronounce this last name probably.
Yeah.
So I apologize, but Dixie Beirub.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
So at first we were like, is this spam? But I don't think it is because.
And if it is, well, you got us.
Well,
The algorithm got us.
it's legit. It's not like, hey,
Spammed.
click on these things. No, like
Right.
it's a legit article. And Dixie wanted us to kind of talk about it a little bit. And her article's about why the what's it called? The Legend of the Seeker would be a good remake, or like it would be a good. Yeah, it'd be a good,
Show
like
to
maybe
remake,
maybe
to
a
bring it back.
Netflix or like just some kind of remake.
Or a movie or something. Because
And
it used to be a show.
It was a show, and it was like it was how do I describe it? It's like not a daytime show. It wasn't, but it was like a.
It's kind of like in the vein of
It's
the Hercules and Xena.
Yes.
Like that kind of.
And so I remember watching it with my mom back in the day. And I'm going to be honest, like it was corny, but it was generally kind of cool. Like I can see where the potential could lie, because the whole series has like 10 books, and they're big books. The Sword of Truth series, I think is what it is.
Oh, okay.
And so there is a lot of stuff to use. I just remember very distinctly like watching an episode, and the music was super mismatched from like the era. Like there'd be like rock, like literal like guitar. I'm like, they're trying to be cool.
Yeah.
They're trying to be cool with it, have a different take on it of like medieval. But I will say that like the way they used like magic back in the day, it was actually pretty sick. Like they had the old man who was like the wizard, and he'd like do freaking fire, like lines of fire, just blowing dudes up. Then like a guy would like come into melee, and he'd be like, boom, like force push. And their magic was actually not bad. Like for a television show.
When did this show air?
Like early 2000s. I think like 2007, 2008, like when I was in high school, basically, like right at the tail end of my high school career. But
What was the show called again?
Legend of the Seeker.
Legend of the Seeker. My mom.
It was Sam Raimi was the.
Yeah. And so to kind of give you a taste is that my mom, when I mentioned it today, she's like, "Oh, I love that show."
They're remaking it?
Right. So I was like, "Oh, do you remember
get
that?"
your
She's like,
hopes
"I love that." And I was like,
Well, and I think it goes back to even what we were talking about earlier. We were talking about people need IPs, right? That are knowable. Obviously, if this is a book series, they're fans of the books. And even in the article, they talk about how fans have tried to get on various movements to get it back, and there was like a Guinness World Record and other stuff, petitions and stuff. So I think there's people that have obviously read the books and like your mom watched the show.
Yeah.
And so now with all these streaming services, Netflix, Apple, Amazon, HBO Max, there's potential for people to buy that IP. And so the other thing we talked about is me being a sucker for Crusaders and Middle Ages and stuff like that, knight stories. This would fit in that vein of like fantasy, like the Witcher shows that are out. Like there seems to be like, I guess, a renaissance in that, like people are wanting more of that kind of stuff. So it seems to be like it would be a good fit.
Do I think Xena, Warrior Princess, would be a good one? I don't think so personally, or Hercules, because those two were very focused on like humor, and then secondary was.
Well, they're kind of like Walker, Texas Ranger, in the aspect of. I'm
more
saying
funny
like
than that.
Well, yeah, but I'm
Walker
saying
was
like
pretty
it was
serious.
kind of like that whole. Like around that same time,
Yeah, it was TV.
All
It was
similar
cheesy.
came out.
Yeah,
where
it
it
was
was
the
like
TV stuff.
You're trying to do.
So
Yeah.
what I would say about Legend of the Seeker was I thought it was different, and so that's why I think it would be a good remake, because it was more serious and more fun, but not like one-liner, those kind of things.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see the potential. I know Dixie mentioned there was like a 2 million fan signed petition. That's a lot of people. So if you have 2,000 or 2 million, did I say 2,000?
You said
It's 2 million.
Yeah, 2 million is a big amount. So like, just me thinking as like business wise, I feel like it'd be a cheap pickup, and then you have 2 million guaranteed at the chance of making new fans on like a Netflix or whatever, HBO Go or Max or whatever.
Yeah. Well, this is what all the companies are. Their mindset is, hey, guess what was a huge hit? Game of Thrones. So it's like based off of books. Most of the people that watched the show had no idea they were books, right? They're old books and old IP that they've revived and turned into whatever, one of the most successful shows of all time or whatever. So it's like they're all out there chasing what's the next Game of Thrones? Oh, is
Where's
it going to be
content?
this? Yeah, and you
They're
need
looking for
content.
content,
So
yeah.
it's easy. Like you can go and find these
10 books.
These books.
That's a lot of
And you've got a lot to mine from. Or even if it was already a show, it's like you already have a built-in audience. You can reboot it. So I think we're just going to see more and more of these kind of popping up.
Yeah.
Especially like you said, everyone needs content.
Yep.
And everyone's chasing the next big thing. So
That fantasy, yeah, that's really hot right now. So
Right.
yeah, they're
And
trying
so-
to find
yeah.
another one.
Well,
They
you could just do so much with the fantasy genre.
Yeah, and to be fair, with Legend of the Secret, they had 10 books, but I obviously haven't read them. But
Yeah.
I read a couple opinions on them. It felt like really hit or miss.
Yeah.
And they're really long, and so there's content there. Pick and choose the right stuff. But I think that there could only be positive outcomes from a remake. So. Hey, we're rooting for you, Dixie. And thank you for commenting. That was
thank you.
awesome. And messaging us. Yeah, that's crazy that there's 2 million fans. That's pretty crazy. I didn't even know.
Remember what her she said she was part of what?
Yeah, something
Sci-fi
radio.
Sci-fi radio?
Sci-fi?
Sci-fi radio. Yes.
Yep.
Sci-fi.radio.
Cool. Well, yeah, go check them out.
You can check that article on
Yeah.
there about.
Editorial.
If you're interested in editorial on Legend of the Seeker.
Yep. Let's consider a remade Sword of Truth Legend of the Seeker movie. So there you go. Check it out.
Cool. All right. Well, we have
Got another review.
got a review. So, you know what it's time for?
Yeah.
Let's read a review.
Let's read a review.
That's right. This one comes from Base B Nut 88. It's a 5-star review.
Oh, baby.
It says,
Well, thank you.
must listen.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So
That's a good. Yeah, sure.
it says 3 funny guys and Jonah
Oh,
talk
okay.
about the interesting topics of the nerdy things they enjoy, even if their opinions are wrong, like Jonah's.
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
Office
yeah.
is the greatest comedy of all time.
Yep. My
The
boy.
podcast is still entertaining
Yep.
and a great listen. My son's favorite part of the podcast is the music. Really great stuff for the intro, outro, and segments. It always gets him moving.
Nice. That's you, Jonah.
That-
So you didn't completely
did-
try.
So you lost some points
So
and you got some
I got
points.
some disses on me, but I'll take it for the last part.
That's a classic. You negative reinforcement and then you follow
end
it
with
up
a
with a
positive.
positive.
That's great.
So
But now
Thank-
that he realized that you did the music, he's going to
he might
comment
change it.
again.
It wasn't me.
we might get another review that's like on second thought I'll take it back. So thank you, Base B Nut 88
Yeah, wow.
for that review.
Base B nut.
I have no idea who you are.
Is it bead? What is
Base
it?
B nut.
It's
Like
baseball
base beat,
nut.
like
What's
baseball nut.
Baseball.
Is it baseball?
It because
Baseboard.
Something else.
Baseboard.
Baseboards.
oh my gosh.
You never
Well,
know.
thank you for the review.
Yeah, thank you.
and,
Or maybe it's Base
I agree
Nut.
with you.
Bnut. Base Bnut 88.
That sounds more
That doesn't
realistic.
sound like
Or
a word.
Ace B nut. I don't know what that is.
Or maybe it's just Base Nut 88 because the B is silent.
Okay,
Because it comes before the N.
Or maybe it's baseball nut.
that's it. No, that seems no way.
Base B Nut 88. Thank you for that review.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And if anyone else wants to give us a review, I mean, we love reading these, obviously.
Yeah.
Was that off of Apple?
It
Or
was.
that off of? Okay, yeah.
So you can go to Apple. I don't think Spotify has a
I don't
thing
think
for
they do
reviews.
either.
So
You don't?
No. Well,
What are you doing, Spotify?
I don't know.
I don't think you can.
I've never seen
like a
anything.
Okay, well, yeah,
So-
leave a review on
Apple Podcast.
Apple. You can comment on our YouTube videos that we put up.
Yeah. Like as always, Instagram, Nerd Age Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all social media platforms. Leave us a comment.
Yeah, I want to comment on YouTube. You know, I feel like it's getting ignored a little bit. Yeah, come on, guys.
So yeah, we appreciate you guys listening to us and hanging out with us.
Yeah. Thank you. And we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.